Hello. Happy Monday. How's the weekend? You guys do online service? What's up? How did that go? I've been doing that with my church for a long time now, so it's totally awesome. So today's show is called Cooking Show-ish, kind of, because I don't know, I'm just going to stand over here and cook. I thought that would be something different that we could do, just to show how quickly you could actually put a meal together. So here we are in my kitchen, pretty straightforward. Stove's right here, refrigerator's right here, you can't see it's arm's length away, and countertop here. So you don't need a lot of space in order to make a really good meal. So today's going to be really simple. I'm going to have some ground beef, and I bought a package of broccoli recently, so I think I'm going to throw some of that in there. My trusty Rayo's, I love Rayo's, so I'm going to have some of that. And that's kind of all I have for veggies right now. Actually, I do have some snap peas that I got also from my friend's farm, who is the same friend who sells the ground beef. So I was going to stop trying to put my face by these items because Facebook likes to show that as the thumbnail. But anyway, so we're just going to cook something really super simple, healthy. I'll post a little bit later about how I don't know what I'm calling it, contending for my health challenge. So I'm just going to pop the stove on really quickly. Let's see. Let's make sure there's some gas coming out. All right, there we go. So gas stove, iron skillet. And I like to let the skillet get a little bit warm so that when I put the meat in, it goes, I like that searing sound. So while that's heating up, and it heats up pretty quickly, I'm just going to open up this package of ground beef and get that ready. So while this is heating up, we'll do that. And then, hi, who's joining? I can't see your name there. Hi, Diane. And then these are just regular broccoli florets. So prep is hard enough as it is, so I have been lately purchasing items that are pretty much ready to go. I don't have to do a lot of things to them, so these florets are already washed, they're ready to go. You know, I think they're already washed. I'm not even sure. My point is, we're going to wash them just to make sure. My point is, they're already separated into little pieces. So what I like to do for a serving size on ground beef is, I'm sorry, not ground beef, but broccoli is a half a cup. So that's about a handful. So that's like one serving. And then I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm going to have a little bit of these snap peas here for another serving. I'm going to save some of them because I have some hummus, and these are actually really good as a snack with hummus. So, hey, and then hey, Latif. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing your name correctly, but hi, thank you, welcome. And so these are something else. I actually like these a little bit cold. So, all right, so the skillet's been heating. I think it's probably ready to go. I'm just going to dump this ground beef in here. Okay, great. So we got the searing sound. We'll put that in there. I keep my utensils pretty close by. I don't have a ton of them because, you know, I just don't have a lot of space. So, you see, I just put that in there like it's, you know, the 1 pound section. And then I'm just going to break it up a little bit. And then while it's in there, I'm going to add my seasoning. So for ground beef today, I'm just going to use my minced onions, and we've got some ground pepper. And you know what? Let's just put some crushed red pepper in there. Why not? So, no real particular recipes. You guys have noticed lately, I just do super simple meals. They're not, I wouldn't consider them necessarily boring, but they're kind of the same thing, right? So I'm getting away from using food as entertainment. Hey Lisa, how you doing, Flora? So just sprinkling in a little bit, some onion flakes, right, that's good. That can just kind of cook and steam up. And then, did I have something else? Oh, I was going to put in some crushed red pepper just to give it a little bit of a kick. And that's it. So, not a real big deal there. Nothing really exciting. But again, just put it in there as a lump 1 pound. And I think you can maybe see this from there. So you see it's just kind of cooking, breaking it up while it's cooking. I should have brought my other phone over here and I could put some pictures and stories later. But yeah, so we're just going to cook that up. Super simple. This meat is pretty lean. Actually, let me turn the fire down a little bit. So it's pretty lean, so there ends up not being a ton I need to drain. So let's just go ahead now and wash the broccoli florets. So again, these just came pre-packaged in a bag. We're just going to rinse them off here. That's hot water. Let's make that cold. And then when the ground beef is pretty well done, I'll drain whatever I need to from there. Hi, Dana. I'll drain whatever I need to, and then in terms of fat, and then I'll add the broccoli florets, and then throw in some of the snap peas, and then top it off with the rayos. Again, very, very, very simple and very fast. So again, this is just cooking. I may have turned this down a little bit too much. Now, I will say this is a very small place, so it's possible that the fire alarm will go, or the smoke alarm will go off. And if it does, it's going to be right there. It's going to be really loud, but I will fan it down so it stops. So let's see. Someone else is joining. Lisa, sounds good. Yes, it's yummy. So again, the thing I like about it is that it's simple. So while that's cooking, I'll just point out a couple other veggies I have here. So I bought some spaghetti squash. You can see that it's a tiny little guy. So I picked up 3 of these. I really want, hey Kat, I really want some spaghetti squash, but I never feel like waiting for it to cook. So since I only cook once a day, it's like, oh, I'm done with my cooking. So I'm gonna have to either cook this first thing when I get up in the morning, or cook it in the evening so it'll be ready for the meal. It's not one of those things you can just like, okay, I'm hungry, I want to eat this, I'm gonna cook it right now. But I am going to try it in the microwave. I've always roasted it. Hey, Ashley, how are you doing? Welcome. So I've always roasted it in the oven, but I am going to try it in the microwave. And they're, again, they were really small. So I bought 3 of them. That's 2. And then that's 3. So expect some spaghetti squash meals to be posted here in the next couple of days. The other thing I got was some asparagus, and so I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with this asparagus either, but I did buy it, and so that I'm thinking that I will mix that in with the spaghetti squash and do something. All right, let's see what's happening with our ground beef. So still cooking. I like my ground beef pretty well done. I'm just doing a crumble on this, and then I'm going to mix it up, and then I'm going to put it in a bowl, because if you've watched me for any amount of time, you know I love a good meal in a bowl. So that's almost done. We still have a little bit of pink there, but it'll be wrapped up here pretty soon. And let's see, Melissa. Hi, Melissa. Welcome. Nice to see you. So we're just fixing lunch today. This is like the one meal I have per day, the one kind of full meal. And we're just using broccoli florets. And I have some snap peas from my friend's garden. And then the ground beef we use is also from our friend's garden. And then we're also having some Rayo's pasta sauce. So the whole idea, and then I have my scale here because I want to measure how much ground beef I'm actually having. So for the past 2 weeks, I started this challenge, this Contend for Your Health challenge. And because I had just gotten out of control with the eating and the snacking and the stress and the moving and the packing and just all the things. And I was eating out every single day. And I know better, right? What does Maya Angelou say? When you know better, you do better. So I'm doing better. And for the last 2 weeks, I've just been back on my game, making sure I'm getting my macros, making sure I'm getting all my essential vitamins and minerals. And that has worked extremely well for me. So I'm really glad, particularly about the timing. Let me just grab a Ziploc bag to put the florets in. I don't know if I have a big enough bag. Oh, here we go. So anyway, so we're going to put those in the refrigerator, which means that I'm gonna need to eat those soon because they're starting to brown or yellow. So I think what I will actually do, I know I just said I'm going to put them in the refrigerator. I'm going to throw these in the freezer so that they will stop their ripening process. Okay, this is starting to smell good. It actually looks like it's done. So we are going to drain off the fat. There's not a ton because, again, this is pretty lean. And we're going to then add in the broccoli. So I'm just going to drain the fat, hopefully, in this container here. But I'm going to put it in the sink. I have a really small sink, so you guys will I'll just be out of screen for a moment. And then we will add in the broccoli and let that kind of heat up. And then that's going to be it. So anyway, I'll just kind of show you just kind of this is done. And you can see there's not really a ton of fat in there, but we'll just drain off the little bit that is there. And then I'm going to weigh out the portion that I'm going to have today. So for ground beef, for this lean amount, this lean level, it's going to be 6 ounces. And, you know, guys, that's a lot. That's a lot. But again, that's the only meal that I'm having today. So let's see. How am I going to do this? All right, let me pour this in here. And so here's the scale. So what I will do, just in the interest of, you know, Facebook Live broadcasting, I mentioned the other day that I need a new production manager, but, you know, I'm it. So we're going to learn on our own. So let me get this to ounces, and then I'm going to put the ground beef for today's. Hey, Christy. Hey, Sarah. Hey, Megan. Hey, ladies. Miss y'all, and thanks so much, Sarah, for singing on Sunday. Okay, so we're going to put this in units of ounces, and then I'm going to put my portion in here. Wait, so let's put the tare in there. So this is a 1 ounce container. So I'm going to just put in what is approximately 6 ounces, because again, this is all we're going to be eating today in terms of, you know, kind of a meal. I don't think that's quite enough, but let's just see. So that's at 4.3. Well, it says 5.3, but I didn't do the tare. So we got a little bit more. This is still cooking up. All right, how are we doing there? We need this to say, it's 7.1. We need to say 7.3 because of the 1 ounce for the container. All right, so it's 7.7. We're going to take out just a little bit, and we're at 7.4. So we're going to call that good. So that's what that is, and you can see on the side, that's quite a bit. Hey, Tiffany, how are you doing? Hey, Melanie. All right, so that's about 6 ounces. All right, so now what I'm going to do is take out the rest of this ground beef, because that's going to be for another serving. Hopefully, you guys, hopefully the smoke detector is not going to go off, because it's getting hot in here. I can tell y'all that for sure. I don't have the air conditioner on because it's just like so loud, and that would just be like an impossibility. So anyway, so we got this all cleaned out now. Not a whole lot of, there's no like little crumbs or any grease left. So now, as I mentioned, we're going to put the ground beef back in. We're going to add the broccoli, let that cook up, and then I'm having the rayos. So I'm just going to put the rayos right on top, right up to the side. I'll show you that in just a second. So that's about 1/4 cup. So that's going to be that's 2 servings so far. So this is what we have in here right now. So just, again, pretty super simple. Everything in the same skillet. I you know, 1 skillet. Everything I make can be made in this 1 skillet. In a moment, I will put in the snap peas. And so right now, I'm just mixing in the ground beef with the rayos. And I have the broccoli in here already. And the broccoli is here, so that's all heating up. And then I'm going to put the snap peas in toward the end because they just don't take a long time to cook. So let's, that might be better. So yeah, so I'll just let the broccoli florets heat up just a little bit, and then I'm going to put in the snap peas, and then we're going to eat. Somebody else join. Hey Cheryl, hey Karen, how are you doing? How are y'all? So we're just having lunch here. We're just doing a little quick cooking demonstration of how quickly you can make an actual healthy meal at home, and have it be satisfying and filling as well. So I think we're probably okay with the broccoli. So I'm just, oh, you know what I could be doing is stringing these beans. I'm not the best at that, although I used to do them with my grandmother. Who else? String beans with your grandmother? So I'm just going to pull these off really quickly because I'm only going to have like a few, because I'm saving some of them to have as a snack with my hummus. I have some hummus. So I'm going to have, I tried that yesterday as a snack. I don't know if you guys saw my live yesterday. I was just like having a freaking freak out because I didn't have any peanuts or any other nuts. And I was just like, I need some nuts. I don't want to fold my laundry. I need to have some nuts. I didn't have any nuts, but I did have some of these snap peas, and I had some, I'm doing such a horrible job of this because I'm trying to do it quickly. But I did have some snap peas and some hummus, and that worked out really well as kind of a nice snack. So the other thing I said was that it's nice to not have those kind of red light foods around the house, because if I had the nuts, I would have eaten more of them than I really should have. And, you know, that's kind of where I am in my journey in terms of emotion. So this, I'm just putting in like a handful. So that's really where I am in terms of my emotional eating, is I know that I do it, and so there are things that I just don't keep in the house. And then so I'm able to sit with that emotion that I'm trying to avoid. The next level, right, so there's levels to this thing, y'all. So the next level is really to be able to have these things in a house and not have them and eat the whole container. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with having a serving of cashews, but a serving is not a whole can. There's nothing wrong with having, a serving of almonds, but a serving of almonds is not the whole bag. So, until, like I said, I get to that point where I'm just like, oh, okay, yeah, I don't have to have all of this at one time, then for right now, those items stay out of the house. And like I said, kind of part of emotional eating is how difficult is it, or how much access do you have to whatever that item is? How willing are you, and to what ends of the earth are you willing to go to get whatever that is? This is some more broccoli. I'm just going to throw that in there. What ends of the earth are you willing to go to get whatever that is you may be craving? Hey, Hannah, nice to see you. Hey, Lauren. Hey, girl. Just talked to you yesterday. Good to see you. So when you can kind of get to that point where you're like, okay, the sacrifice to go get that is much greater than I need to be going through, so I'm just going to not have it. So again, that's kind of a reference to my emotional eating video from yesterday. All right, so you guys, I think we're done here. I don't know how long we've been on, but we are done. I'm going to pop this guy on the counter so I don't burn it up, and then I'll just show you what we have for dinner, or lunch. I like to eat a little bit earlier than this, but I've been busy working all day. All right, so this is what we're having. So we're just having, I guess you call it broccoli and beef with some snap peas. I should have put some sesame oil in here, but it's too late. Plus, so maybe I'll top it off with that. I'll just put a little bit of a drizzle. So I'm just going to put this in here in my bowl, and I think I turned the oven off. I'm so glad that we didn't have the smoke detector go off. That does often happen when I'm cooking. And it's not because I'm burning anything, but it's just that the burner that I use is not under the fan. And so when I turn the fan on, it doesn't really suck up the exhaust. It's like what is even the point? So, all right, let me just grab a spoon. And so I mentioned that this was kind of leaner ground beef, so I was only having 6 ounces. And so because of that, I'm going to add a teaspoon of fat, right? Again, this is just keeping in mind, trying to make sure that I'm getting my macros. So this is a tablespoon, so I'm just going to put in a little bit, just a little bit. So that's about a teaspoon. That's close enough. And I'm just going to drizzle that over there. No big deal. Not even going to taste it. Hey, Snook. Not even going to, really have that effect of the taste. But it is going to still provide those macros to me. So there we have it, you guys. Lunch is served. You see I'm sweating. It's hot in here. I'm cooking. So thanks so much, you guys, for watching. I want to wish you optimal health. Hey, Christy, we just did a cooking demo. Optimal health, bountiful wellness. Be kind to yourself. Be loving to yourself. Pick foods that nourish and bless your body, okay? I love y'all. Hey, Rachel. Have an amazing afternoon. Thanks again for watching. Bye for now.